earlier this year, we played A Solitaire Mystery, which is a brilliant little collection of unusual solitaire games that is created by the Baba Is You developer. Another incredible game, Baba Is You, if you have not played it. But we played through about 15, I think we played 14 of these solitaire variants a couple months back, and I had an absolute blast with it. I think that this game is a complete and utter gem, and you guys also really enjoyed it despite it not performing very well on the channel, so I figured, you know what, during our charity month, let's make a charity goal for beating all of the solitaires in A Solitaire Mystery. So for $500 to charity, we would beat all the solitaires. It's December 3rd. The charity started December 1st. We have raised $6,000 for charity already. It's incredible. Massive thank you to everybody for their efforts on our charity work. We're supporting Extra Life Charity this December, and it has been an absolute pleasure to see the progress and help to contribute a little bit to the dream of our $10,000 goal. So you can find all of this linked in the description down below. Let's play some solitaire today. We're going to start with Lock Solitaire, furthest left that we have not done yet. A simple variation of a traditional solitaire setup. Every time I move a card, it gets locked in place for 2 moves. Okay. Doesn't sound horrible, but let's see, man. Let's see. And we're obviously going to take a look at our rules real quick, because rules are important in society, unless you are an anarchist, one of the two. Okay, ascending order. Cards are stacked in middle slots, alternating red-blue, ascending or descending, and the direction can change. Okay, so we can go 4-3-2, back to 3. Very good. Every time you place a card anywhere, that slot is locked for the next 2 moves, and a locked slot cannot be interacted with. Okay. This is good. I mean, dude, immediately we are very lucky because I see our 2s are all very, very early in the stack. So I feel like let's just be logical and put down a 2 right there. With our open slots, I think it makes a lot of sense to lay that 13 down because he's just going to be very in the way. So let's immediately do that. But then we have like a huge issue, which I'm going to call the blue onslaught. This is absurd, man. Look at the sheer number of blue cards we have sitting on top. That is actually going to make this very, very tricky to work with. So we need to get some blue cards kind of out of here, really. How are we going to do that, you may ask? Well, I need to open up this area so we can get into the red cards underneath it. So I think the most logical thing to do is we move the 10 to there, we move the 2 over, and then we can start to utilize this 11. And we can mess around with, I mean, but that 8 is like way more valuable to me. Because you can move the 10 over, but that really doesn't help you because this 5 can't do anything. But you know what? It is okay. Nah, it's not okay, to be honest with you. It's actually pretty bad. I'm going to back that up. This 10 needs to be able to... If we do this, it's actually alright. Because now this 9 can be put... Well... You can't really do that either, to be honest. This is a little trickier than what I initially expected, which is like all of these variants, for what it's worth. This 13 is truly just a heinous... It's an absolutely god-awful card for us. And I can't stack the 5 here, so that becomes very tricky. Okay. Okay, back me up one more time. Let's look at this holistically. I'm not sure you can do any better than what we've started with here. So now it's a matter of how do we create some kind of play that works here. We need to free up a 12. Unfortunately, they're like super deep buried. And if you move this, I straight up don't think you have a play. There's nowhere for me to put a card, so that's not a solid play. If you move the 11, you can move the 9 on top of this, but then you're stuck because you have no other play here either. So that's not the play. You can move the 10 back to here, which that's actually kind of interesting. Because you can now move, but moving a 4 over here seems absolutely terrible. But you could just swap that card over to free this back up, which that I kind of liked. And now you can move down this 10, 11 to here. Well, but you're stuck now because you guys are in a tough spot. It's too many blues, man. It's too many blues. It's far too many blues. We have to wait to bring. Let's just drop down this 7 over to here. You know what? No, let's drop this 4 into here. And my reasoning is that we can do something like this now. Get a 2 on. Now you move the 9 over. And then the 7, 6 can go on to the 8. That was a lot of fast moves that I'm not sure were intelligent. Where are all the 3s? The 3s are so buried, brother. Okay, they're so buried. And you're once again, you can't do anything here because everything is in a non-stackable state. So back me up one more time. You have to move, like, this to here. But then you can't do anything here either. It's a scary, scary situation, my friends. Scary situation. The 2 has to go on. But maybe we can do something with that 4 beforehand. Like moving the 7 over first. Then you move the 10. And the 13 is taken care of. You move the... I don't know. That doesn't work either. I'm going to hit you with a restart. I think that we got royally screwed over by having a lot of blues and a lot of reds right on top of each other. Now you're going to screw me over with a crap ton of high cards in the initial set. But I think that this is going to be easier to work with. So examine real quick. 2s are freaking so buried everywhere. Okay, so we got our work cut out for us. Let's move you onto here. Let's move you onto here. Let's move you onto here. Fortunately, I think that this actually is a not terrible situation. We can move this 9. It's going to be a lot of small, precise movements, I think. We're going to finally move this over, which I'm sure a lot of you were looking forward to me doing. And then the 9, 8, 9 we can move to here. We have a 10, 8 that is going to be nice to move the 10 at least over to that. But I actually think I like this more, to then move this to here, this to here. Then this entire 10, 9, 8, 9 can move to there. Oh, dude, this is like so light years better. I feel like I have all of the control in the universe now. This can move to here. Where's my 11 red? It's deep buried in there. Okay. It's very easy to make like one little small mistake and then get very, very screwed over on this one. And that's okay. That's okay. I gotta move this 6 so we can get a 2 in. Then we can move this guy. Then we can move this guy and we've freed up a spot, which is very exciting. Now the red 6, in a perfect world, we would do something like this. Move the 5 over. The reasoning for moving the 5 over is that I can drop the 6, 5, 4, 3 on top of it because of our ascending, descending nonsense. You can move to here. You're now freed up, but you're not freed up quite yet because we still got to deal with the ongoing nonsense over there. We screwed? We might be screwed. Might be screwed. This whole thing can move, actually, which makes that a lot less screwed. We're actually, like, super chilling now. This whole thing can move. Yeah, dude, believe it or not, I actually think this is unraveling. Maybe I'm insane, and it's not actually unraveling, but I think it might be. Because now you can move this over, then you can move this over, then you put in the 2. You gotta wait to put in the 3, which is a little annoying, but it'll be fine. We are finding ourselves in the red sea of red once again. But that's okay, because you can move now this over to there. You move this entire thing to there. You just gotta free up enough space to have multiple areas to drop things. The 6 goes on. Now you have the 8. What do you do with the 8s? You patiently wait for the 8s. You move this guy over. You move this guy over. You drop this entire thing on. Then you can bring in... Where's the 3 of diamonds? 3 of diamonds is buried in here. If you drop the 4, you can drop the 10. Then you can drop the 7. Then you 3 of diamonds, but this is frozen for a bit. You bring over the 12, which you can't do anything with that yet, but we will. We will. Where is the 4 of clubs? 4 of clubs. Am I crazy? Where the frick is the 4 of clubs? Oh, it's deep buried in here. Okay. Move the entire 8 to there, I guess, for now. You can move in this 2. Then you can move this entire structure. And now you basically have 3 open spots. And if you have 3 open spots, this entire thing falls apart, is the way that I see it. You bring over the 2. Now you need that 4 of clubs, which you can get momentarily, but we're first going to move this 7. Now you can move this entire thing. This 13. This pile is actually still a bit of a mess. This 13, we can move you over. And we can move you over. Because as long as you can hot swap around things, man, you're always going to be, like, completely fine on all of this. So then this entire thing is movable. The 10, we need the 5 down there. But I really want to get, I want to get this 10 over to here because I think it's more valuable for us to start getting cards onto the situation. 12 goes over, 11 goes over, 12 goes over. And then this is, it's a wrap, brother. Because now everything is sorted. Theoretically, I can just auto-stack this, I think. Maybe it won't like me necessarily doing that, but I don't care. This entire thing falls apart. This is always, like, the most satisfying part of this, right? We just have to be careful how we do it. You put the 5 on, you put the 6 on, you put the 5 on, you put the 6 on, you put the 6 on, you put the 6 on, you put the 7 on, you put the 7 on. Where's my 7 there? You put him right there for right now. Where's my 8? He's buried deep in there, but that's okay. We'll get there. You put this on, you put this on. I drop you down. I put you on. We drop you down. We put you on. This goes on. This goes on. I do feel like a drunk toddler a little bit as I put these on. Because it is requiring like far too much brain capacity for me to actually maneuver these around. But We will get there in the end, and it will feel quite good. It will feel quite good when this one's wrapped up. Did I like Lock Solitaire? I think it's fine. Okay, I think that I have played cooler solitaires. But I love solitaires that you do not need to have like a video game to play. You could theoretically play this with a normal deck of cards. It's just, it would be like annoying because you got to keep track of everything. Okay, Garden Solitaire. Plant and harvest vegetables in the garden. Okay. Each type of crop has its own unique needs to grow. Okay. I mean, I'm in. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. We got eggplants, blueberries, corn, and pumpkins. Teach me how to play, my friends. Harvest all cards from the garden to win. Each garden slot can hold 1 card. Cards cannot be removed from garden slots until harvested. Cards will automatically be harvested from garden slots in groups that satisfy both conditions. Group must be of the same suit and have an average value of exactly 4. What the frick? Group must be arranged in a certain shape depending on suit. Pumpkin is 4 cards in a square. Corn is 2 or 3 cards in a vertical rectangle. 2 cards in non-adjacent slots, diagonals allowed. 3 cards in an L shape facing any direction. I am going to be screwed on this. Harvested cards return to the deck. Number cards are stacked in descending order, alternating suit. Left slot can hold 1 card. Okay. With an average of 4. Oh, thank you for showing this on the bottom, because I would be completely and utterly doomed without that. An average of 4. So I don't know why that is like immediately collapsing my brain to comprehend that. And this has to be descending. Okay, okay. So an average of 4, we could do this ace and this 7 over here. So let's think about that. 6, 5, 3, that's 11, 14. Divided by 3 is not exactly 4. But we could do 5, 5, 2. But that's a very low chance of me getting that to happen anytime soon. You can move this entire thing back. You can move this over. How about pumpkins? We have a 2, a 4. And you have to alternate suit, which is very annoying. I got so used to the ability to have ascending and descending on these. Okay, we could do, well, blueberries would have to be 4 and 4. Okay. Figure it out, Tyler. Figure it out. You can move this over. Unfortunately, this guy is not too useful either. This is a lot of eggplants in this current zone. If I move you, you cannot be alternating. But what we can do is we can start to just put these on, right? So I can do like this, and this completes it. And then we can bring this 5 down. And then I just need a 4. Oh god, they're so buried. They're so buried. Okay, how about pumpkins? How about pumpkins? 5 and 2 is 7. Another 2 is 9. I would need a 3 pumpkin, which of course is at the bottom of the frickin' pile. Okay. Eggplants. So 7, 8. Yeah, I need the 4 for you, which is definitely a problem. That's a problem. If I did 6, 5, 1. 651. That actually would work. That would work. We also, I guess, kind of have a play. Do we have a play? I'm sorry. This is collapsing my brain a little bit. There is 6 blueberry, very, very deep inside of here. We could move this. This isn't easy. This had a 2-star difficulty. Am I just stupid? Don't answer that. Never answer that. If I ever ask it, just keep it in your brain. And this can only hold a singular card. Okay. If we go a 6-1-5 can get us there. So we go here, we bring this over. Now you just need to be able to get to... You need to be able to get to this 5 or this 5. Do we have a 7 of another color? We do. I wouldn't say it's a high probability of getting there. You could start to stack corn. A 3-5. Two, 5, 7. It'd have to be another 5, which is all the way over here. Okay. And I can't get to that blueberry, even though I would really like to get to that blueberry. And I can't stack you over there, which is incredibly annoying. And I can't put you in. I guess what we could do is I could just place them on the board. Right? So now this 4 can go here. This frees up. Then you have the blueberry, but you have to be not adjacent. Wow, I've like royally screwed the pooch on this one. Because now you need the 2 that's deep buried. Well, hold on. Yeah, you need the 2 that's deep buried in there. You have to be vertical. Yeah, we have royally messed this up. There's no denying that. I don't think that there is any planet. Never mind, those can be anywhere. Those can be anywhere. Okay, that's exciting. That's exciting. And you have to be vertical. So again, we can't make that happen. I have to get to a 2 deep inside of here. But what I can do is I can stack you guys like that. So that actually works out. Okay, it works out. You can move this to here. I still need that deep blue, deep purple 2. How am I getting the deep purple 2? It's a good question. It's a very good question. How about a 4-4 actually clears that up as well? And now you're actually in kind of amazing shape. I say amazing. It's maybe amazing is not the word that I would necessarily use, but does this benefit me in any way? Well, I can't actually do it, so no, it does not benefit me. Or does it? Or does it? Because you could go 6-5-1. You're solely looking for a 2. That's like your entire life goal is to be a 2. And a 2 here does not really help. And a 2 here does not really help. And the 3 does not really help. This entire column is not very helpful, is what I've started to pick up on. So the 4 in a section, 6, 2. I mean, it needs to all add up to 16, right? That's the vibe here. So like 6, 5, 2, 2. But I already put this sucker on the board, which is really going to screw that up. It does mean that I could theoretically drop the 5 here for the future to get those off the board. And then you actually have your 2 that's back there. So you could put the 6 here. 6, 5, 2, 2 is not correct. Hold on. 7 and 6 is 13. I would need a 3. which is deeply buried. If I put the 2 here, that's 4, 9. I would need a 7. I think that the odds of that are pretty low as well. Okay. It's good. It's very good. I put you here. I put you here. I bring the 6 down. I bring the 2 over. We get you off the board. Now we can get to the 3 fairly easily, because I need the 3 for that. Let's put the 6 down there. I bring the 4 over. There's the 3 to clear up you. Now with the 4, we can go 6, 2, and then I just need another 4. I mean, I actually can't believe it, but this is working. It's a miracle, but it is working. We're going to put the 7 here. I need the 6. They're not adjacent. And then a 5 and a 3 gets us... They're not freaking... Please, back that up for a second. I'm stupid. There's that. Okay. It's working. It's working. We're back, baby. We're back. Now... The 3 goes on to here. The 6, 5. You gotta figure out how to place some blueberries. Eggplant is 3s, so it needs to add up to 12. 6, 5. We would need a 1, which we don't have. That's a problem. It's actually a huge problem. Is there a way for me to get hard stuck in this? Because I'm starting to think that I'm becoming hard stuck in this. And then you want to add up to 8. Let's move this over. Let's get you planted. And then the idea is I'll plant you as well. Because 5, 4 with the 3 is decent. You go in. Blueberry wants to be with the 6. You're a 5, 4, and we need you to be a 3. Put this here for now. You go away. A 3, 5 on you guys clears. I still think that we're not going to have enough here. No, actually, just kidding. We have done these in a halfway decent way. 3, 5. 6, 2 will work. We bring this down. 6, 2 works. We actually are going to pull this off. Because now 6, 2 goes here. The ace comes down, and then these come down. And it's a victory. I would like to never do that ever again for some reason that completely and utterly collapsed my brain. I'm very sorry for being a complete and utter idiot, but that collapsed my brain. Let's do Time Travel Solitaire, since it has a 1 difficulty star, instead of the one that had a 3. Standard Solitaire, but you can bring cards from the future as long as you eventually send them back to the past. This is the part of the video where Tyler didn't know what he was getting himself into, and that a difficulty of 1 star actually meant that it was the hardest Solitaire he's ever done in his life. Okay, so Time Travel Solitaire. Let's unpack how this one works, alright? So, pile cards of every suit in ascending order on the slots on the right. Cards are stacked in the middle slots in descending order, alternating color. Bottom 7 slots are time machines. You left-click them to receive a card from your future self who is trying their best to send useful cards. What exactly does that mean? You'll see, okay? You'll see. Numbers on the future cards indicate how many turns remain until they were/will be sent back. Failing to send them back in time will cause a paradox, which loses you the game. But you can only send a card back when it has exactly 1 turn remaining on it. So, for example, let's do one of these immediately. We have a 6, and I have to play the 6 down onto the board. In 16 turns, I have to give that 6 back to them. Why? That's a great question, in my opinion. And what value does this provide me? Well, the value that it potentially provides me is that there's probably something the game sees here that makes it beneficial to have that 6, potentially like a 5. Or it's seeing that I'm going to need a 5. Like if I were to move this over, this would now give me maybe a 5 blue in the future. So like now this 5 can come over and get played on top of this. But it feels like that probably was kind of silly because I can just put this on, right? And I can move this over, and I can move this over, and I can move this down. And we now, like, you know, we've gotten some things, not really because of this 6 at all. In fact, the 6 has done jack diddly, in my opinion. But we've actually opened up our own 6 diamond as well, which means that I could theoretically utilize that. But now we're stuck. I can't make any other moves in the current state. So if you give me like a 10 club, which you didn't even a little bit, that could have been kind of interesting. You know, this allows me to bring over this 2. Usefulness still a little low. There's the 10 of clubs that I was definitely intrigued with, which allows me to now bring this entire thing over. But we're running out of time, right? Like, time is of the essence. And I am trying to figure out how we're going to get, like, I need to get this 3 kind of figured out. We can move this, but I'm not sure that helps me, like, at all. I need to get another 3 blue opened up, or I need to get the ace opened up. There's the ace, right? So now we actually do... We have an ounce of a play here. We just have to start managing our stuff a little bit. I have to move this 7-6. Good thing I said that in that direction. I got to get this 7-6 moved to get to that ace, right? And I got 8 turns to kind of do it. Is that going to be easy? Not really. Not really. It will not be. So I have to figure out a way to move that 8 as well. I mean, like, it just seems impossible, is the reality. Seems very, very improbable. I can at least do this, and then now I can give you back, and I can give you back. But now you need the 10 back. Yeah, that's a problem. I can't get you the 10 back, brother. I cannot get you that 10 back. I've buried it deep inside of the trenches. And the odds of me being able to actually effectively get that back is so slim to none. Unless I try to free up this one, which is even deeper on that stack. So it feels impossible, and I'm gonna restart. It's just like, it breaks me, brother. It breaks me. We have this 11, but I gotta give you back in 15 turns. Do you know how many turns 15 turns is? It's a hell of a lot of turns, man. It's a lot of turns. Okay, move this over. Move this over. At least there's an ounce of happiness that we can glean from this. This 2 can go on. Now this 11, you still got to be very, very careful with, because he's itching for disaster at this point. But I have no other plays, so I'm going to bring in a 9 now. The 9 allows me to get this 8 going. You just have to be careful, because now you covered up the spot that you need back here momentarily. The 3 can just immediately go on top of this, but then you're playing a really dangerous game with this, because now you need to get to this 3 that's deeply buried inside of here, and frankly, I don't see any solid approach to getting it back. Like, this gets really scary, because now you can do, like, this 4. I actually think that our I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. That 11 is about to pop. So here's a 2. Here's an 11. Now your 9 is about to pop. But I can't do anything with this 8, brother. The 8 is in a horrible spot. I'm screwed on it. There's no card you could give me that can get that 9 back in here. I mean, like it's you can't use the bottom because it's too freaking hard to get them back. I mean, 18 turns. 18 turns from now, I've lived 17 different lives. Okay. The odds of us being able to do something valuable there, my lordy, it's so close to impossible. Let's put this in. You got to figure out how you're getting this guy back. Frankly, I have no clue how I'm getting that guy back. I mean, we're like completely boned here. The 7. You can put the 6 here, which puts this here, which puts this here. I can get the 7 back now by laying down these guys over there. But, I mean, I guess you can put this here. And the 6 is still in there. You got a little bit of time before he pops. If I move this over to here, I can move this 4, but I really don't like that. You have the 6. I mean, like, how, man? The 11 allows me to move this. But now you have deeply buried this 7. You have deeply buried this 6. This 7 over here is super screwed. Maybe I'm crazy. How the hell do you win this? Let's go as far down a line as we can, right? I mean, this is about as good of a start as you can get, in my opinion. You can move this 3. This whole thing can move there. You have the ability to lay down like this 6 over here to go 11, 10. You have this 9 that theoretically you can do some action with at some point. But then you're stuck, right? You're stuck. Well, you can do this 3. You can move this 2. But this 6 can't go anywhere, and I would really like for that 6 to be able to go somewhere. What card would you give me to help me here? I suppose I have no clue. A 2. Like, what? Why does that help? Why does that help, like, even a little bit? It's to be able to put the ace on? I mean, I guess that's reasonable. But I gotta get that ace back now. Which means I gotta get that 6 out of this slot because I have the ace sitting right there. So, I mean, maybe there's something. If I had a 7, I can now move that 6, which moves that 12, which gives you... There's your 2. And then I can give the ace back in a second, which is... That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's cool and it works. The 7, I have to be able to get back. This is going to leave. Let's grab another card. That goes there. Now, this 2 having to be returned here in a little bit, like, really, really sucks. I mean, that's such a useless card for me. We need to free up a spot in here. I do think the 5 is pretty freaking useless. I think it's pretty useless. You can't go ascending either, which makes it even harder. You have the 7, 6, 5. The problem is that your red 10s are what you got to get figured out here. And we just straight up don't have them. How about this 3, 2? I need a red 4. I mean, I suppose this is actually okay. Because now you can put down... No, why is that useful? That's not that useful. It's only useful if you had an 8 available, which you don't really. You have that one. I'd rather have another 8. Okay, you are doing this to give me this, which allows me to roll you down to here. But the 9 is also not valuable. The 10 is valuable to move over to here. But that, I mean, that's effectively the same thing, right? You can move this whole stack. We got a couple turns left on the 2. The 7 we have to get freed up, okay? The 7 has to get freed up. This is non-negotiable. How are we freeing that up? I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm freeing that up. I could just take another card, but that feels like a mistake. This whole thing can come over, and then we bring the entire thing back down. But we have to give back the 7, and I can't give back the 7, man. So you gotta back me up for a second. I gotta free up that 7. I free up that 7 by moving this whole stack. No, I need to. I need a red 7. I need a red 7. A 10? I don't really think is what we needed. But maybe, because you can now move this entire thing. Does that help? This is an easy difficulty. This is an easy difficulty. You move the 6. I can't even do anything, man. I'm like effectively out of actions, and I can't move you down there, man. That kills it. Okay. How, brother? I just want to know how. I just want to know how it's like possible. What value does this card give me, brother? It feels so not doable. Receive a card from your future self who's trying like to put their best to send useful cards. Damn near impossible to complete. You are not sending your best. It's a complete because you get sucked down by their. You can't. It provides no value. I'm in where basically these have to randomly shuffle because you have to do bad cards, and then you just can't. And it's 10. You can't get the card that gets frozen. Like even here, we're already like I can tell you that this one's already. Your other ace is over here. In my mind, I don't grab it. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've spent like the last 45 minutes of my life trying the solitaire variant and being like more and more frustrated by it. Until I figured out something, and I hate it. So let me make it very clear to you that I think that this is some frickin' trash, okay? There's another mechanic in this that is not super well explained, okay? And that mechanic is the idea that when you're running low on a timer, so take this 6, for example, when you're running low on that timer for the 6, we can just play, right? Play like we're doing very normal things here. You know, maybe we want to move this 2 over to here, move this 4 over, we move this 9 over, and you're going, Tyler, you gotta watch out. You're gonna get screwed over by this. No, I won't be, and that is exactly why I'm upset. Now I do have to figure out a play. We'll just move this to here. This is on 1. I can just pull out that card and just reset it, which is not. I feel like that was not very intuitive that we can do that, but we can, and in turn that makes this like 1,000 times easier because now we actually have a lot of moves that we can make from time to time. We do want to still, I guess, be a little diligent that we're getting things to where they should be. Like, I don't think that we should just, like, full send. I mean, you can actually just go on to here. I don't think we should just full send, fill up all these slots, and hope for the best, right? We should still play intelligently. But there are going to be way better scenarios for me now than what we had before, which is quite exciting. Why are you... I can't place this card. I'm losing my mind, brother. I'm losing my mind. I can't play it, okay? I'll exit. I'll exit. I guess I didn't need to win that one. I go right back in. It's not like that was a really good run or anything. I mean, I think they're all gonna be probably halfway decent good runs now, so doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. We'll just get back on the horse and frickin' ride, okay? Now, I will say that a 12 is just not what I want. I know that you think it's what I want, but it really is not what I want. I don't think this 8 is really what I wanted either, but that's fine. Let's move the 13 down. The 7 is at least okay, because I can put down the ace. I need a 12 is what I really need. We can move this. Yeah, I mean, I need that 12, but I need it to be a different color. So screw it. I'll grab just more nonsense. Now we have the 13, which, I mean, we're an 11 away from a good time. Do I care about these cards? Not really. And now we have to play a little funky nonsense down there. I need... Sure, I'll put you on. It doesn't really help me all that much. And now you got to be like a little bit careful with what you're doing here. You can go like so. Yeah, and then you actually just lose again. I'm telling you, man, this will be the one that breaks me. This will be the one that breaks me. Okay. Good start. Good start. That's a lot of solid work there. You throw down your ace. Then you move the freaking... You bring in a 10. And then you can move this, and then you can put this here, and then you can put this here. I like that. I like that a lot. Then you can move this here. The 6 is actually pretty darn good. This is an incredible start that we're not even really screwed over yet. It's good. It's good. It's very good. This 11 needs to go on top of a 12, which we have available right here. You need to go on top of a 13, though, that we have available like deep underneath there and kind of deep underneath here. Give me a 4. I mean, the 4 can just go right onto there, I suppose. The 8s. Now this 4, we're still very interested in. 6, 5. This is where the good stuff happens, because now we got to do this correctly, though. I think you want to do this. Now the 10 is deeply buried, so just reset it. The 4 is deeply buried, so just reset it. You have an ace that's going to be deeply buried in a second that you're going to have to reset. But now you have some opened up lads in here ish. You can move this, reset the ace. You have a 6 that wants to be brought into action, but we're not going to be able to make that happen either. So give me this 4 for right now. That's not a terrible card to have, actually. Because as long as we play this at least an ounce intelligently, so that 9, I'm going to reset you. Things are a little scary now. Things are a little scary. This 13, we can move to here and move to here. It gives me an ace. Now all of the aces are out, which is good. We would really like to just, if we can do a Cupid shuffle here, that would be awesome, because we have some cards. The 4 of hearts, we gotta just do that with. Still Cupid shuffle for a little. The 10, we gotta just do that. The 9, we gotta just do that. The 4 of hearts, we gotta just do that. But the ace can now go. And I'm going to keep Cupid shuffling for a little bit. The 6 can come back. Because now the 4... Well, I suppose we don't need the Cupid shuffle that much because we can just keep it going like this. And then... we need the 11 here. Like so. And then you need a red 10, which is coming, to be fair. Okay, the 4 of hearts. There you go. The 10 of clubs. I just reset your 10 of whatever it was. I just reset you. Then you can bring... do I have any stackables? I don't. Okay, you bring this whole 10 banger down. It gives you a lot of blue. You don't want to do that. We need the 5, which is like so far deep in there. I need a 10 red. I need a 10 red. 10 red is inside of here. Let's move you to here. We have the 9, just reset you. We have the 4 of hearts. Didn't I turn you in already? I guess not. Just reset you. Move this back, move this over, move this up, move this over. Oh, look, the game is now doable. What a crazy situation. The 4 can go there. Very good. Very good. It's crazy how, like, one tiny little misunderstanding, man, and the whole game kind of unravels. The 9 of hearts, reset ya. I reset ya. The 4 comes over, the 11 comes over. Now you have the 6 all happy to go. Not really sure where I want to put it, but it's something to think about. I'll bring this down. This 9 can come over. The 6 we're gonna flip reset you. And then you're gonna come down to this 10. What do you do with this 10? I can stack you. I need now the 5, which is right there. I'll stack you. Then I need the 6, which is deep inside of here. Okay. That 10 is coming, and when he comes, it's going to be a lovely situation for us. But we can get some of this going. This will actually get the 6 taken care of as well. For the 9, I'm gonna flip reset you. 13, 11. I need to bring a 10 over to you. How about we do that? It allows me to play this card. This card. Now you can do like a stackable to bring you in. You need a 9. I'm just gonna grab you like that. Yeah, we're just gonna win now. Crazy how that do happen. Crazy how that do happen. How do I feel about this solitaire variant? I still did not like it, but I like it a lot more now that I know the trick. I'm gonna tell you that. Now that I know the trick, this variant is fine. In fact, it's easy. It's very easy. The trick was not very well explained to me, though. And that caused a level of frustration that knew no bounds to me. The 9 can go here, and then we should be able to... I mean, frankly, you can just stack them. So there you go. It's a victory royale. Took me, like, 50 to 55 minutes of messing around with this to then beat it in, like, 5 minutes here on camera. What a game. What a game. It's a solitaire mystery. We'll be back for more in the nearby future. Thanks so much for watching. As always, like on the video, much appreciated. Thank you for all the support for Extra Life. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.